Hey, what's going on? I'm the CEO of Mastermind Alliance Publishing Group, and yeah, my name's evanwrekn Marsh, and this is my analogy of Marvel Comics and the CR strategy, and how uh, I think it's very awesome that I'm learning about community efforts and being able to put together profitable projects and how to work between stakeholders and shareholders and the controlling responsibilities within organizations and still be able to get my creative aspect developed, and I'm so glad I got to see this. So welcome today and hi. All right, today I'm studying Marvel Comics. Actually, I'll tell you a quick story. I've worked with Marvel Comics before. I worked within the Spider-Man franchise and on the marketing and advertising of the Spider-Man trilogy, and I did pretty good. I wish Marvel Comics would have paid me, but I netted those guys a bunch of money. I'm very glad that I got to be a part of Marvel and be able to work within that Spider-Man trilogy that was going on at the particular time. You know, I've grown up watching Spider-Man and fighting Venom and you know and I had a good time, but I didn't get paid. So Marvel, uh, I did some good work for you guys. If somebody at Marvel hears this, donate 100,000 or something to Mastermind Alliance Publishing Group. Right, it was worth a shot. Well, Marvel Comics, even though you didn't pay me, I'm pretty glad I got to be a part of it and learn, you know, the seriousness of this entertainment business. Yeah. And if you look in the description box below, I have the Cash App, $ evanwrekn, $evanwrekn, all lowercase. Yeah, I just had to put a drop in for myself on top of Marvel. So, anyway, uh, man, Marvel, man, I'm proud of you with the Black Panther. You're doing pretty good. I'm proud of you guys, and I'm very grateful to see how you guys develop. And I've watched documentaries on Marvel, and I've watched documentaries on Stan Lee actually, and what it took to develop all these characters and the components, the conditions that pre-existed prior to developing these characters. And I can say that this strategy is etched within my mindset for as long as I'm in this entertainment business, which I guess will be a very long time. And I'm just happy and pleased as punch. So, yeah, I am a rapper. So that's what I do in my spare time. So I didn't rap while I was at Marvel, but I did handle the sales and marketing of the Spider-Man trilogies, and even got to wear Spider-Man suits. So I don't know, what would you call me? So yeah, Mastermind Alliance Publishing Group, $ evanwrekn, and I'll call it even. All right, Marvel history. What is CSR? CSR is like a strategic planning for companies that are within the community. It's like like donating money and philanthropy and stuff like that do all these different causes. And now that I really think about it, and this is what makes me so happy, is because I can use some of these principles and ideals, for my company, you know. So yeah, that's what CSR is, and it is strategic, and you got a plan, and I know that you have to have great communication between parties, and I think that personally, I think Marvel has a responsibility to society, as far as giving, because you open up a movie and say like a part of the country or world where people are barely living, and and I mean barely living comfortable, living hand to mouth and, paycheck to paycheck, but they still squeeze out the $8 to $12 or whatever it costs to go watch the movie. I think that they have a responsibility to go because, you put a movie out and you pull out, hundreds of thousands of dollars out of an economy within a section of the, it could have repercussions, it could have repercussions that have nothing to do with the entertainment business. All that did was siphon the money out of an economy. So obviously they got to make more. So yeah, uh I wonder if I could slide back, but yeah, what was I about to say? And let me try to go back. Slide 5 of 13. Let me show the navigator. Let me go back here, and yeah, CSR and Marvel do have responsibility to society. It would be awesome, to put a movie out and then go give like a couple $100,000, $500,000 to a local college and improve the education system in the infrastructure. You get to watch a movie, and the college get to have scholarships. Hey, it's a win-win situation. All right, now with the planned, preconceived, and deliberate. You got to plan this stuff. Look, and this is when you start bringing the creativity to a corporate structure, which is very, very important in this entertainment industry. Okay, so it must be planned, communicate, preconceived, have an idea, and it must be deliberate. You can't be wishy-washy when it comes to giving and people expecting to receive. And I think this is very beneficial for strategic long-term planning of a company, of any company, not just Marvel. So, yeah. And the CSR strategy for these companies is designed to increase support and loyalty of employees through community support initiatives. You know, if you have employees involved within the arena of being involved in these community things, and giving is a feeling all its own. You know, so yeah, support charities and communities. Like I was saying, you siphon out, a couple hundred thousands of dollars. It would be good to drop 50, a percentage of it to a college or a daycare or a park, or donate it to the city, or stuff like that. And it gets people talking about your brand, and in turn it will bring back more loyal customers. you know so I think it would, reputation being increased is a good marketing uh, strategy. Tax efficiency for sharing stakeholders. The tax efficiency, that money that you give, yeah, taxes. If you're giving 40% of something, and like you said, it's valued at 140%, you can pay 40% in taxes, or have it valued at 140% because you gave. And when you give like that, it stimulates the economy and stuff. So, which makes it super cool for for these methods of working within these company structures. And I think that the CEOs must love this method because it's profitable overall. And right here I put a couple examples of kids in hospitals with the stars, and promoting unity between the opposite sexes to come together, and it's just not bang bang crash crash. There is a kind of a way the world should be, in love and peace. And even with this here, hey, to each his own, but still they're people. They're still people. And here, like I said, Walt Disney, gave out $500,000 in scholarships, and this method here could be as put into the longevity of a company. Put some programs in there that teach editing. Buy some new computers and upgrade them, and and kind of, develop a sense of what the future is going to look like, and have people that know how to, what I'm saying, and keep you know, the garden of willing talent that has the know-how to be able to operate in the industry and start them on a collegiate level, even a high school level. I know that that cartoon movie that Pixar, has that, they'll be pumping money into colleges and, upgrading equipment and, putting people in there that know how to work within these companies, and, and it just promotes the overall longevity of these companies. That's really, really cool. So, that's why it's got to be planned and deliberate and, clear and concise of what's going to happen, you know. So the CSR and the creativity aspect, the reason why I use CSR and the creativity aspect is the story plots are deeply rooted within the cell structure. For example, outcasts and dissidents are illustrated within the characters, seekers with the overall story to tell. There are people out there that feel like, that they're outcast and that they're not like everyone else, and when in actuality they may be, and there are people out there with all kind of different situations going on, and comics and these creations help bring a social cohesion to where it's like it's okay to be not normal, it's okay to be different. Instead of looking at it as a downfall, maybe it's really a superpower, and it just is overall better upon a community. You know what I mean? To where people don't feel so. It's okay to be different, and in fact, this whole company is based off of the difference in people. All these different, what I'm saying? All these different characters with all these amazing superpowers, and just imagine if it is a good social cohesion type pride in oneself, but you know, uh, yeah, this is really, really good. I was about to make it look like a super awesome point, but I totally forgot it. But it's okay to be different. And in fact, I remember. In fact, who would watch a cartoon or show that would a cartoon or show about everybody being the same? Credits roll up. Hi, Bill. Hi, Ted. Cool. You want to drink a cup of Kool-Aid? Sweet. Who would watch that? Not many. I wouldn't. But Wolverine and, the Incredible Hulk and Thor, you know what I'm saying? Guys are cool. All right, all the profit, believe it or not, is siphoned from the community, and it's only right to donate back. We are not greedy, heartless businessmen because we do have a heart. Now, what I mean by that is what I just explained a minute ago is, they're pulling money out these communities. And, you don't want to have that missing chunk of money that's circulated within the economy to, go left field and have some other stuff pop up. And, like I said, women being tough, She-Hulk, she's pretty beautiful, but still, aside of beauty, she's still tough. And, and it's just like hanging with all these different personalities, all these different personalities, and even donate to, win a trip to the premiere, save the children. These types of things are, very important because that money that's coming out them communities, you got to put it back somewhere. You got to. And besides, the children are the future. And I mean, you don't want to just take from you don't want to, I don't think that people will think it's super cool like how Rockefeller did, and, all those guys where they were just like, forget everybody else. They have all the money. I mean, to a point to where the government was coming asking for a bailout, asking these guys for money. And, you got to balance that out, And, like I said, even they had comics, the creativity aspect supports, these different personalities. Here you have an overweight character. So, they appeal to these different things, and that's pretty cool with, actual promotional aspect of attaching on to all these different types of communities and people. So CSR strategy, the company directors controlling resources have a legal and ethical duty to show love to the world. I put world there, but I think it would be legal and ethical duty to show love to the world. I think that they have a legal and ethical duty to show love to the world because, like I said, you pulling up into a community and yanking 50 to $125,000 for a small town out the city, that can cause some kind of you know, yeah, you know, put it like this: if unemployment goes up 40%, it's projected that up to 40,000 people, not four, drops 40,000 people die if the unemployment rate goes up to 40,000. And you need to put that in the hospitals or some kind of company that could provide jobs or schooling or you get the point. And at the end of the day, these strategic methods, the CSR initiative, it must make sense, because you're bouncing between financials and creativity. You know what I'm saying? It got to make sense. Why we put this type of character there and donate money to diabetes or something. If you buy this, then this is what the good you'll get. And, you know, so sales, operations, and marketing are the key components here, especially with the creativity part and putting together good projects, which is super awesome. Now, the standard tax rate is 40% of company profits. So giving is valued at 140%. So you could either pay 40% to the government for company profits, or if you give that 40%, you could give and have it cloaked as 140%. You know what I'm saying? If you give it, it's worth valued more. If you give it away, it goes up 100%. And that's the base of giving. And I think that, the way that the economy is structured, and I think that the way the system is structured, I think that over many, many years that these systems have been perfected. I think they've been very perfected. And I think that, they pretty much know what they're doing. Okay. So, yeah, giving can gain more than paying taxes, actually. And it stimulates the ecosystem for a community. Now, to be honest, Marvel has a plan and spent much time researching and understanding markets, both philanthropical and financial. I would follow suit with my company, Mastermind Alliance Publisher Group, help the community and develop others into awesome assets for themselves. With my company, uh, it's just that I'm so grateful to study a company like Marvel Comics and especially even working for them. I see that, it's not all about making money. It's not all about making money. And if you do make money, you you know, brand awareness. You put these things together and you give. And I think that will be very beneficial to any brand really, but since I'm the CEO of Mastermind Alliance Publishing Group, you know, I think that everything I just learned here compiling this report, I think that I don't have much. I have high overhead, but I think that uh, in the end game, I will I will seek out creative ways to give back. And I give back like how I give back now is, I work with people in my neighborhood. I work with underdeveloped businesses and, I basically work for free, often paying them. I might not be able to donate much to them, but I give them what I can, whether it's a cup of coffee or a beer or some time or, hang out with them, take them to some few seminars, and call them and discuss what they just learned, and communicate back and forth with them, and and that's what I can afford to give now. So I do my best to be in a position to where I can help others, and thank you, Marvel Comics. And I do work corporate and freelance. I could work within corporations and freelance, but with the freelance, I gotta especially learn how, because you don't go into companies and be like, hey, what's your CSR strategy? You just see it. You don't have people coming, hey, okay, now here at this company, this is the CR strategy. We're gonna go do this hospital. We're gonna go plant a flower bed. We're gonna go over here to the, pass out, especially, rapping and stuff. Uh, rapping and stuff, I got beer companies, I got alcohol companies, I got condom companies, I got suntan lotion companies, giving us free products, and but rapping at some of these record labels, I never really seen many of them, give out much, but alcohol, energy drinks, party stuff, and beads, Mardi Gras beads, and I mean, people pay for it. They like it. They like working with us. They like coming to our parties. They like coming to our events. And a lot of people don't understand. You know what I mean by when I put together this stuff. All right, thanks.